Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kimberly. I am the academic advisor at Hospitality Academy, and it is my pleasure to be hosting today's guest lecture. We are very, very excited to have you here today. Today's guest lecture is Miss Eliane Yun Wang, and we do apologize for postponing our guest lecture last week on such short notice, but we are very, very excited to have you here today because we have an amazing guest lecture. As you may already know, Ms. Wang is a notable expert in the hospitality industry. With years of experience in the field, she is here today to share her extensive knowledge with you. If you do have any questions throughout the guest lecture, please go ahead and write them in the chat, and we will be able to answer the questions at the end. Without further ado, I want to introduce Ms. Wang, who will begin the lecture.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It depends where you are based right now. First of all, I thank you so much for being invited me. And I do apologize for rescheduling this lecture, and thank you for your patience. I'm very honored and excited to be here today to share for the next hour with you a passionate topic, which is customer experience. So let's maybe begin the lecture. So welcome everybody. And according to the study of McKinsey, 70% of a buying experience are based on how customers feel they are being treated. As the future hospitality leader, as you are, and this will be your key success. So in the next 60 minutes, I will be very happy to share with you some knowledges of guest experience, walk through with you the customer-centric context of management, and you will learn that what it takes to create the ultimate guest experience, and also how to deliver a seamless guest experience in the luxury hospitality. I will also explain how to handle the situation if the guest experience is negative. It happens. And finally, we will discover together the guest experience in the new normal, which is post-pandemic era. So let's start. What is the guest experience for the new markets in hospitality? So the actual topic is very important nowadays. Before we can understand this, we must understand the context of our world that had made so much importance for this guest experience. Over the last several decades, technologies has already demonstrated information and shifted the power from the hands of business to the hands of customers. So the number one priority for most organizations today is to improve the guest experience, which is becoming nowadays the new marketing battlefront. So this is very interesting. I would like to share. The former French king, Louis XIV, who was also known as the King of Sun, and he said, everything starts with the customer. Are you agree with that? You just think we have all experience as a customer ourselves, right? So please think about the last time you had a real experience, which is very great as a customer, and you remember the ways that experience left you behind and how you feel your experience, and vice versa. And this is a very interesting exercise. Just take 1 or 2 minutes to do so. And people say, guest experience is just managing the promise. So what does that mean? Exactly, that means customer experience, which is guest experience, we call the CX, is the sum of customers' perception and the feelings resulting from interactions with the brands, products, and services. And guest experience spans the lifetimes of customers' relationships with the brands, starting before a purchasing is made, continuing to active use and advertising the new renew repeat purchase. And then the guest experience is the impression your customers have of your brand as a whole and throughout all the aspects of your guest experience journey. So it's resulting in their view of your brand and impacting factors related to your bottom line, including revenue. So what really makes a hotel stand out nowadays, other than the super design and architectural edge or location, say, is far less concrete in nature, far harder to qualify, and it is the way a hotel makes you feel. So by focusing on guest experience, business can reduce churn and increase their revenues. But why the guest experience is so important? Why should serving clients with excellence be the center of our business, especially in the luxury hospitality today? Let's take a look. This is in an evolution of our marketing. So we can see here the evolution of marketing since the very early 50s, which was strongly business oriented. That means the company decided the products and the service, so the customers will follow to purchase what we're able to be on the market. But whereas till late this century, around like 1998, the business model has turned to customer enrichment, where the customer experience became the center of our business. You can see right here, the most business aim to provide a good customer service, but going to the extra miles to deliver a clear, distinguishable customer experience is what guarantee a royal clientele. To achieve this level of service, a business should endeavor to be as customer-centric as possible. That means putting the customer at the heart of your offering, at the heart of your business, and moving at the pace and listening closely to their needs and expectations. So customer centricity is the business strategy that based on putting your customer first and then at the core of your business in order to provide a positive experience and build long-term relationships. So being customer-centric is what drives happy customers to your organization. So this will involve thoroughly researching and understanding your customer based in what you will understand your customer patterns, preference, and tastes, and then build your products, service, and experience around all these needs. To implement this strategy, for example, Ritz-Carlton has crafted their service based on what their customer experience expect from them, and including something which is unexpressed wishes. They created the golden standards. They empower their frontline staff, and they are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you have ever heard about the golden cycle. So some companies such as Ritz-Carlton, because they knew how important the guest experience is, and the most importantly, why they strive to deliver the service excellence to every of their customer. So the golden cycle, this method is first appeared in 2015 by Simon Sinek. This is an American sociologist who demonstrated the model for apples looks like this. So in case of a Ritz-Carlton, let's say here, what? Everything we do. And we are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. And how, which means our products and services are designed to deliver the excellent service to all our customers. And what is here to define, we just happen to sell hotel rooms and guest experience. So create a business with a purpose that positively impacts the people, not profitably. And it all started with a why, not the what. So Ritz-Carlton is a great company. So guests, they are not buying what Ritz-Carlton does. That means in 91 hotels all over the world, but they are also buying why Ritz-Carlton does it, which means their motivation and innovation in hospitality find service. So here are their promise. The Ritz-Carlton is a place where the genuine care and comfort of our guests is our highest mission. We pledge to provide the finest personal service and facilitate for our guests who will always enjoy a warm, relaxed, yet refined ambience. Here is another company whose former leader's philosophy is, you've got to start with the customer experience and work back to know who is that. So do you know at the early 2000s, Steve Jobs sent all his future store manager to the Ritz-Carlton hospitality training, which emphasized the brand's philosophy of offering personalized service and anticipating guests' needs. These techniques eventually set the foundation for Apple stores. So when you walk into the Apple store today, and you will notice the same personable and straightforward approach to customer service as at the Ritz-Carlton, right? A warm welcome, friendly demeanor, and once they get to know your name, a personalized greeting by your name. And you might even recognize that Apple stores are designed to remind the customer of the type of service as a hotel. So there's a bar in place of a concierge desk, like in a hotel. So just as Ritz-Carlton employees must anticipate in some unexpressed wishes to their guests. So in Apple stores, the staffs, they are able to introduce you to something by listening for unresolved issues, for concerns. That means they can foresee some problems before you say it, right? And then let's discover something else. Guest experience journey. We talked about that earlier. So today's customer, especially influenced by the digital experience, expects faster answers, seamless transitions, and convenience and consistencies. But at the same time, the human touch that delivers a follow-up call, greets by your name, anticipate your needs, and has an attentive eye for details in what ultimately seals the deal on loyalty and the happy returning customer. So what is the definition of the guest experience journey? That means this is a strategy tool to visualize a user's interaction with a product or service. And this journey focuses on customers' experience with a brand across the touch points, which means all the touch points. And creating an experience map helps a company develop a deeper knowledge and understand of its customer. And in addition, it can create a more personalized and a satisfying customer experience. So the customer journey include many things that happen before, during, and after the experience of the product and the service. So this is a hotel model, which is in more details, you can see. So first, the contact most would-be guests have with the hotel is with its telephone, right? So we can start with research. And this is a dreaming phase. That means the step between a potential guest decides they want to go on a trip, but before the decision, they will say, okay, I'm gonna just have a research and a big decision where I'm gonna stay. So this is a dreaming phase. And then they will take a decision to make it happen. So the booking phase. And this part is a straightforward part. So we won't dwell on it, right? But it's just as important as the others. And make sure the guest gets the information which is correct and which is they need to be comfortable with the decision they make, because you should be worth money they spend, right? And look at your booking engine, for example. If there is any issue or potential things, it doesn't function, then you need to increase some logical, very easy to search engine, or some steps which is easy to access. So in that case, the likelihood for a reservation will increase. The cost of switching properties is much lower to the guest now than it is when they step foot on your property. So be sure that your website functions well. And then we'll have the phase which is pre-arrival. Before the guests arrive in the hotel, this is often the period in which the guests get buyer's remorse or get nervous that they make the wrong decision or they can regret, right? And the reaching out to the guests in that period is a great time to do it. So about 3 days or 2 days before they arrive, which is the best timing to do it. And in that case, you can ask questions, ask the different activities that the guests will schedule to do, and you can help them out and get some suggestions. And in that case, that way, you will help remind them of why they will book in the first place and get them re-excited about their upcoming visit. So this is also prime time for upselling potential guests for their original reservation, right? And then the guests will arrive in hotel. And so this is the first impression. This is everything for guests, okay? So what the staff need to do is to understand things, assign rooms, and escort the guests to the accommodation, give some information, provide the different activities, give some suggestions, and greet the guests with the personalization, collect the different method of a payment, registration, etc. So this is an important part, and that's still plenty of opportunities to provide a unique experience to the guests. And some making points will say, this is the period that we can take a guest for a tour for all the property. And if they have time to do so, and just introduce different amenities before lead them to their room. So you can create some link. It establishes some, personal link with the guests. So some hotels make sure guests have everything they need before directing to their floor, directing to their room. But attending to the guests when they first arrive is the most important step. And then during the stay, the guests will occupy the room and they will stay over. So this is the period in which the guest is staying in their accommodation. And if everything goes smoothly, maybe they will not come to bother you, to see you. In this stage, so the staff will handle to provide the different informations and suppliers to the guests. So the housekeeping part will see more often the guests, right? And why does this one matter at this period, which is important? Beyond the attention that we can bring to the guests, the guests will be more respective to any cross-selling and upsell to the other activities in this stage, because he has more confidence because he's already in your property, okay? And if everything goes well, you already create the link to the guests. And then we come to the checkout and the departure part. This checkout, the process, like everything else, we need to be seamless and optimized to remove frustration on the part of the guests. So this is when you typically collect the guest feedback and use it to improve all the operations. And the last but not the least is the post-stay. It's something like a researcher part and something like a pre-arrival, right? Once the guest has left your property, there is an ample opportunity to stay in touch with the guest. Anniversaries, for the new reservations, some questions, etc., etc. So the hope is that you can entice those guests to come back, right? And give referrals or even just a buy from your gift shop. So some hotels will prepare some departure parcel to the guests, which is very touching. So this is an example, let's say the journey, the customer journey, which is related to my property that I manage. So what are the important moments for the guest experience journey? So as we can see from the previous slides, the customer journeys include many things that happen before, during, and after the experience of the product and service. So in the case of hospitality, there are two very important components in this stage. The first is the warm welcome upon the guest's arrival, and second is the fond farewell. The story that the guest will take home, which is important, which related to his loyalty, right? And these two moments, they are most likely to stick in the memories of your customer. So this is more than the other experience because there is a why in there, their promise of their property. This is an interesting quote. Here we go. Jeff Bezos said, if you build a great experience, customers will tell each other about that. You need to be consistently awesome. That means we need to keep our excellence all the time.